Shalom. Giving all praise to Yahweh Shanel Shabbat Shalom Kakodash. I'm going to entitle this, Let's See Where the Spirit Takes Me. Anyway, this is a video that I put up earlier. Rhea responds to rap news death, emboldened bugouts, rebellious women, and unbelievers. So there was a comment sent to me by Remnant Say 144. And the comment, I'll read it. Remember, the week after Shaka left IUIC, he started calling on the name again. And that's true. The very point inside of that week, when he left, he set up his own thing and he called on the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. So I said, well, let me track him down. And okay, this is his site, Strong Tower. And this was put up a little bit more than 2 weeks ago. The title is Discussing Scriptures with K-Dub. So when I saw K-Dub, I said, oh boy. And one of the first scriptures that came to me, I did a word search on food and there's plenty of precepts precepts that go with this guy, K-Dub. It says a brutish man, a stupid man, knoweth not, neither do a fool understand this. So why would you have a discussion unless you're doing it for edification's sake, unless you're using a guy? But that dude, K-Dub, is not gonna get it. Anyway, so now I'm gonna just, I wanted to also see if he calls on Yahweh Shai now, and he does, and I believe it's right here, 14 minutes and 55 seconds in.
Destroy his captains, all right? Because he wanted to seek for counsel from a wicked nation and his idolatrous practices, all right? So Elijah, read the history, and then you'll see but this is what they're referring to when you read in the book of Luke,
Verse 53, and they did not receive him, because his face was as though he were going to Jerusalem. And when his disciples James and John saw this, they said, Lord, wilt thou that we command fire to come down from heaven to consume them even as Elias did? But he turned and rebuked them and said, you know not what manner of spirit are of.
Notice this, because this is very important for us as people who like to understand, because this is.
So this guy right here is going off, and he should check him on that. I'm thinking that he's new. He should just cut all his hair off and let it grow back. See, he got that's that Jake Worley stuff with the beard and got part of this hair missing. This is clearly not scriptural. So this man's going off.
All go hand in hand with these from faith to faith. Our faith during the time of before the Shai came on the scene, said it about the Israel.
Okay, so he says Yahweh Shai. So I would think that he's also calling on Yahweh as well. And he's still here, his site is still here, so.
It was an example of righteousness when we walked the earth. Before that occurred, Israel would break the laws with what? The evil hearts, right? Because they didn't want to be obedient to the word of God. Their faith was in the Mosaic law. Their faith was in sacrificial law. The operation of faith through the Levitical priesthood was established during that time. So this is why we're pointing to things. It's true. Grace is there, but what is correct? All right, so we don't. I made an actual statement. I say who did. Is only through the grace of Yahweh Shai, who the Lord calls Jesus Christ. That's not true. And we want to show y'all that. And this is why you guys, now, he quoted Romans, the 3rd chapter. But let's listen on. I just want y'all to remember what they said in the statement that made. Huh?
You can't hear it too well. I can't hear it myself. It says, notice he's arguing for salvation by our obedience. Scriptures denies this.
Because we have brought this out in another video that we say that we don't have salvation through obedience. Yes, salvation through obedience through faith. Remember, I keep pointing this phrase. Matter of fact, since we keep pointing it, let's go to the scripture. Revelation 14, I believe. Let's get that. The different reasons why we're pointing in the faith of the Abishai. Right? I just want y'all to meditate on that and really consider that and remember what is being said in the faith of Yahweh. There's a reason why Paul writes like in the New Testament, right? We'll read in the book of Revelation.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 12.
Right?
Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahweh.
So really, in reality, you can just go to the book and say going down and long rabbit. But unfortunately, a lot of people, they want things done in more detail and they want more explanation of scriptures and the things that wrote about. So we're going to do that. But right here it's clear. It's saying keep the commandment. Are you a saint? You Israelites out there are the saints of the Most High. The commandments of faith of Yahweh. Or are you keeping in the faith of yourself? Or in the faith of the old covenant? Or the faith in the sacrificial law? Or faith to whatever? And this is why Paul makes some of the makes statements, I wouldn't say statements, but his writings, I say it like that, are confusing to a lot of people because they're not understanding the faith that they have to have in applying the law has to be through Yahweh. All right? And Paul says this in all his writings for over a few years a year, but the apologetics thinks that no, we don't have to keep the law, we're not justified by it. Yeah, of course we're not justified by the law alone. That's what Paul.
Yeah, because what did the Lord tell the woman that was about to be stoned? You have been, he had forgiven her and said, go and sin no more. When you look up the word sin, it means the transgression of the Lord. So what are these Christians talking about? You still got to keep the law. When you come into this truth, you can't commit adultery. You can't, there's a lot of things you can't do. You know, you're coming from out of that world into the truth. And part of that truth is keeping the laws. And this is for the Israelites. Because you nations, you other nations are not going to keep the law. You're going to keep the law in our kingdom. The law is going to be established. So these Christians don't understand the scriptures.
That's why I made a statement earlier. James don't contradict what Paul said, and Paul don't contradict what James said. And the disciples of the outside don't contradict each other in the Bible. So, got one? Or you're the sister? Oh, well, but let me read one. I know what he said. We go to brother. We maintain that a man is justified by faith. Brother love.
And the Most High is not dealing with these guys, Vocab and KW, and these guys, because they keep coming around and bringing out scriptures like we're going to see what they see. The scriptures say, if they don't accept your peace, then take your peace back to yourself. Matthew 10, from the 5th verse on down, and shake off the dust. John said, give me men meat for repentance. So when you come to this, the scriptures also say after the what is it, the second, third admonition, reject. So these guys been around the Hebrew Israelites since 2016. So when you come to us the first time, okay, that's one thing. You come to us the second time, that's another thing. The third time, you be, look, if they don't get it this time, we'll leave them. Why do they keep coming around? Because they're demons. And the Lord's not dealing with them. After this, I believe it's quoted, after somebody can put it in the description box, after the second or third admonition, meaning warning, reject. You're supposed to reject us. You're supposed to have been rejected the Israelites and went and moved on to the Buddhists or Islam.
When I mentioned they brought out they actually the scripture they pull cuts down when we read it and break it down so you can understand it, right? So he emphasized on a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law. You see, he tried to emphasize like the deeds of the law is just not a way making. It's just only going to be by faith.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go to a precept that just came to mind. James, I'm in the dark here, but I believe it's James 2, if I'm not mistaken. The key point is right around here, but I'm just kind of. Okay, it says here, James 2, verse 8, if ye fulfill the royal law according to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, ye do well. But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin and are convinced of the law as transgressors. So sin is the transgression of the law. What law? The law that was given to Moses. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one is guilty of all. And that's correct. And that's why we need a savior. We need a mediator. But does that mean we don't keep the law? Okay, we got a mediator. We can do whatever. We can commit adultery. We can do whatever the hell we want. And so for he that said, do not commit adultery, said also, do not kill. What law is he going back to? He's going back to Exodus 20. Now, if thou commit no adultery, yet if thou kill, thou become a transgressor of the law. Exactly. So speak ye, and so do, as they that shall be judged by the law of liberty. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that hath showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Okay, it says faith and works. And so what doeth the prophet, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith and have not works? What were the works? The law. That's why when you go up above the 14th verse, 13 verse, 12 verse, and so forth, that's the works, that's the law, the works. What doeth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him? A guy goes out and commit adultery, and he says, "Yeah, I committed adultery, but I have faith." It says, if a brother or a sister be naked and destitute of daily bread, and one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, be warm and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful for the body, what doeth it profit? It says, even so faith, if it have not works, is dead, being alone. Yeah, a man may say, Thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. So that's all I got to read on that.
Like you said before, James don't contradict Paul, Paul don't contradict James. And all throughout the Bible does not contradict itself. It's the Holy Spirit of the Lord and the Holy Spirit of what the Bible is saying. There's no contradiction. So we don't, or you don't faith. Yeah, well, go ahead, right? Go ahead.
You can't hear it. I can't even hear it. It's all muffled. So just bear with me, because I can't even hear it.
Keep the law. They keep the dietary law. They keep all the things contained in the law. But guess what they're doing? They're not keeping it in the faith of Yahushua. So this is what Paul is saying. If it's not through Yahushua, it's no good. It can be through your own vain glory. To be seen of men, to make it seem as you're righteous. And you're not keeping it with the pure intent.
Other men are extortioners, unjust.
Had not looked up for 19 years, but you still pray. You know, I used to see them with, I think people part of those families, I used to see them pull up on cancer, this, that, and the third. But I never studied their doctrine and discernment because to me it doesn't make sense. And it still doesn't make sense. All right, so let's go here. Let's look up the word justification versus sanctification. Well, here's faith without works is dead being alone. And
Body and one spirit, even as you are called in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one breath.
I'm trying to see what I can get out of this.
Sin.
can't go works. You have to continue. We're going to show you how that.
Yeah, I might have to go another way.
I mean, I don't know.
Of the love. They see the God of the Jews.
That's what he said, by the love.
I'm just seeing what I can find here.
You see how easy.
Understand to go in and break it down.
That's why I say the main thing. What is the good work? It's just not something going to fly out of the air.
Yeah, this video is
No,
buffering.
that's not the works it's talking about. The works it's talking about the law. Keeping the commandments. But those good works.
Well, that's true, because when you jump up above the 14th verse, it mentions the law, adultery, and so forth. Did Paul teach that you're supposed to keep the law? Yes, he did. But he didn't teach that you're justified by the law. Now this thing is buffering.
So that's why every brother, every sister has to examine themselves and why they do that. Listen, don't act like this is strange to us or foreign to us. When we went to the Christian church and we showed up there, what are we doing there? We're doing a lot of stuff in there to be seen and known. Tell me it's not true, man. Tell me you couldn't wait for Easter, put your Easter Sunday clothes to go in there and show off, and you walk the Iron Mighty, you got your nice hat on and your shoes, and you ain't thinking about no scriptures and no righteousness.
Yeah, the people that go to church, they don't know the scriptures. They don't know the scriptures at all. Anyway, let's go another direction. That's why I entitled this, let's see where the Spirit's going to take me. Anyway, I wanted to deal with this word. Let me deal with the word elect. Isaiah 42 verse 1 is talking about our Lord and is also talking about us. Isaiah 45 verse 4 is talking about us. The elect are Israelites. Now, when you go to the New Testament, which we all should know, Matthew 24 verse 24, for there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show, like rap the news is a false messiah and a false prophet, shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So the elect here in Isaiah 45 verse 4, for Jacob my servant's sake and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name, I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. So this is talking about the elect as a whole. Matthew 24 and 24 is talking about the elect, the Israel of the Most High, which are the elect of the elect. We can say it that way. Let me read that again. For there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Now, this guy rapped the news. He was clearly teaching a false doctrine, and he had people follow him. Now, would that false doctrine work on the elect? Hell no. And what we didn't say let's run from it. Let's go to it and show that this guy is going off. As the elder from Dallas, GMS Dallas, Yashawamba, he made a statement, made a comment, put a comment in the video that I did, that he said these people don't know that we dealt with this guy back in 2018, 2019. He even came out to the camp, but he wasn't talking a lot. He was kind of chill, brother. He was kind of, he was a little docile, anyway, it said, but he stood out like a sore thumb, like he had that look, like this guy, something wrong with this picture. So I said, "Who are you, brother?" He didn't even tell me he was rapping news. I forget exactly what he said, but he had this. He didn't say too much. But then after he left, he started talking shit about it, showing you that he's a false prophet, man. It said, for there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets. And see, this is the time that we're living into, and this is the year that we're living in as well. That there's going to be false messiahs out there. There's going to be false prophets out there. There's going to be spies out there. There's going to be infiltrators out there. And you got to be careful. You brothers can't be walking around with your head stuck up your ass. You got to be aware that the guy that you befriend could be a spy or an agent. You know, Jake just think this is something to get into. And I was talking to Apostle Ramlob, and I said there needs to be a major house cleaning, man, because you got a lot of guys that are not right in the spirit at all. They might come out and show themselves, but are they going through the motions? I mean, if I check every video, and that's what we should all do. You brothers that are diligent, you should be checking other videos of other guys to see if they're putting up videos to see if they're doing the right thing. Because you in this because of the work. And you're not going to be saved because you was on the other side listening. This is an action thing. Be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving one's own self. We're not here to entertain you. This is not entertainment, man. It just, what came in my mind was Yeshaya, High Priest Yeshaya. Boy, everybody wanted to hear him because he put on the show. And after he would speak, he would say, love, peace, and hair grease. It was an act. The Yeshaya hour, it was an act. I mean, he was hitting scriptures, but he was doing, and people love that. They love, what's the word I can use? They love entertainment. They love to be entertained. It said, for there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. But are they going to deceive the very elect? No, they're not going to deceive the very elect, because the Most High tapped them in the forehead, so to speak. If you don't believe that the MOTB is what we say it is, pursuant to apocalyptos threses, then most likely you're not a part of the elect. Here it is 2022, and you still teaching some old school BS. 31st verse. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So the elect is scattered throughout the planet, scattered throughout America. At the end of the day, if you're not of the elect, you're not going to make it. Let me go into this word elect.
Strong's G 1588. Eklektos. Eklektos.
This is where you get the word eclectic. Now listen to this, or watch this. It says picked out. In this case, picked out from who? The whole nation of Israel. The Most High created the whole nation of Israel, and he called them the elect because he picked them out of the nations. But inside of that nation, he picked certain people, which are the elect. Picked out, chosen. I want to deal with that word chosen. Many are called and few are chosen. Chosen by the Most High to obtain salvation through Yahushua. See, now this guy, what's his name? Rap the News. He rejected the Lord. So the Most High took him. So now he's on the Lord's side because he's in the spiritual realm. And when he comes back, he's going to be good. He's going to be sitting on one of them thrones. He'll be one of those kings. But he's definitely not going to be a major king. He's not going to be at 144,000. He's not going to be at a 12. He'll be an Israelite man, which is a high priest in order, and also a king, a royal seed. They said Christians are called chosen or elect. Well, because Christians are Israelites of the Most High. The Messiah is called elect as appointed by the Most High to the most exalted office conceivable. Choice, select, i.e. the best. You ever like got a pastry and you see a pastry or something like that, you see a bunch of pastries and a person goes to pick one, no, give me that one over there because it might be a little more plumper, look more fresher. That's with anything. When you meet a woman, you choose, there might be a gang of women, a pack of women, because your women, they run around like packs of wolves. And you might like one and you eye her out, and then you might see her again, and then you kind of step to her and talk to her, right? Well, you chose her. She became your elect. Well, that's the same thing with the Most High. It said the Messiah is called elect as appointed by the Most High to the most exalted office conceivable. Choice select, i.e. the best of its kind or class. Like you have an elite class. You have the Navy SEALs. You just can't be Army and all of a sudden, I'm on the level of, no, you're not on the level of the Navy SEAL. You're not on the level of special forces. Excellence, preeminent, applied to certain individual, now Christians meaning Israelites. So I want to look up this word chosen. I'll come to the New Testament. Matthew 12, verse 18. Does the Most High discriminate among Israel? You goddamn right. King David was forgiven of the sin of adultery, which he was supposed to be put to death. But he was a chosen vessel of the Most High. Moses' sister, Miriam, the Most High cursed her with leprosy because she came against the Most High. She came against Moses. for marrying a Cushite woman. It says, behold my servant, Matthew 12, verse 18, behold my servant whom I have chosen, my beloved in whom my soul is well pleased. Talking about the Lord first and foremost, but he's also talking about us. I will put my spirit upon him and he shall show judgment to the Gentiles. That's a quote from Isaiah. So Matthew 20, verse 16, so the last shall be first and the first shall be last. For many be called, but few chosen. Matthew 22, verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen. Mark 13, verse 20. And except that the Lord have shortened those days, no flesh should be saved, but for the elect's sake, whom he have chosen, he have shortened the days. So we praying hard that the Most High shorten these days so we can get the hell up out of here, man. Luke 23, verse 35. And the people stood beholding, and the rulers also with them derided him, saying, he saved others. Now, all them niggas that was there that was coming against the Lord, he got them. He got them. And none of them is of the elect. None of them is going to be saved. None of them is going to be delivered. And they're right here. Let him save himself if he be the Messiah, the chosen of the Most High. And he was the chosen of the Most High. And most likely one of the people that was there condemning the Lord was wrapped in news. St. John 6, verse 70. Yahushua answered them, have not I chosen you 12, and one of you is a devil. So at the end of the day, it's all about the elect. John 13, verse 18, I speak not of you all. I know whom I have chosen, but that the scripture may be fulfilled. He that eateth bread with me hath lifted up his heel against me. Talking about Judas Iscariot. St. John 15, verse 16, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit. What does it mean, go and bring forth fruit? To go out there on the highways and the byways, to have others come in that are picked. Because you had a lot of brothers come into this thing in GMS and a lot of them fell out. They were called, but they were not chosen. They were called, but they were not of the elect. And that your fruit should, and that your fruit should remain. And that your fruit should remain. Now whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. We should call this precept GMS precept. John 15, verse 19. If ye were of the world would love his own. They don't love us. They don't love GMS. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. So now let me look up the word world. And I'm almost positive the word there is cosmos. Yep, cosmos. Talking about that the world of Israel. So the rest of Israel is supposed to hate the elect of Israel. Acts 1 verse 2. Let me start at 1. Acts 1 verse 1. The former treaties have I made, O Theophilus, and I believe that's a friend of the Most High. Let me double check that. Yeah, friend of God. That's what it means. Theo, Theo meaning the Most High, and Philos meaning friend in the Greek. It says, of all that Yahushua begun both to do and teach. Second verse, until the day in which he was taken up. After that, he through the Holy Spirit had given commandments unto the apostles whom he had chosen. It was really the Most High that chose the apostles for him. Acts 9 verse 15. I got to jump up above that. Let me go. Let me go. What can I? Okay, I'm gonna have to jump around. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. It says Acts 9 verse 1. And Saul, yet breathing out threatenings and slaughter against the disciples of the Lord, went unto the high priest and desired of him letters to Paul, so you can understand he was for you, so you can understand he was an agent, a special agent for the Sanhedrin, if I'm not mistaken, the high authorities of Israel. He was you can say he was a cop, and it was his job to go against the uh the apostles in that doctrine. But what happened was the Lord visited him and converted him, and he became one of the greatest apostles amongst the 12, because he would be considered a 13th apostle. He wasn't one of the 12. Anyway, when he was chosen by the Lord, the apostles and the others but that believed didn't trust this man, and the Most High had to straighten them out. And they got so mad at this man jumping ship, so to speak, that they had a vow that they wasn't going to eat. I believe it was 40 men that said, we will not eat or drink unless we kill Paul. That's how much hatred they had for Paul. Ooh. Let me start at 13. Acts, the 9th chapter. That's a topic in itself. Then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard by many of this man, how much evil he hath done to thy saints at Jerusalem. And where it's talking about Saul or Paul. And here ye have authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name, the importance of the name. But the Lord said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. Now that term is called, I can't think of the term, Hendotrition, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody please go to it. I mean, I put a video up on it on Odyssey. I believe it's called Hendotrition. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me do this. I'm gonna change gears again. Bear with me for a minute. I put up a lot of videos on hope I can find it. I mean, I can find it eventually. I'm gonna be mad if I can't find it. Shit, I can't find it. Let me do this. You're just gonna have to bear with me. You're just gonna have to bear with me. If I knew the name, I would just go right to it. And if I can't find it now, I'll put it in the description box, but I'm gonna try to find it. I can't find it for some reason. Yeah, I can't find it. If I find it later, I'll put it in the description box. Hendiatrician, I think it's called. It says Acts 9 verse 15. But the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me to bear my name, which is Yahweh, what by Shem Yahweh Shai, before the Gentiles, meaning the Israelite foreigners, and kings. Israelites are kings, and the children of Israel, which means hendiatrician means 3 in 1. So he's talking about Israelite in the form of Gentiles, Israelite in the form of kings, and Israelites of the children of Israel, which are all of the children of Israel. So it said the Most High said he's a what? Chosen vessel unto me, one of the elect. So when Paul came back, he came back as what? One of the elect. Before he was the apostle Paul, he was one of the prophets. He was one of the elect. Isaiah comes back as a prophet. Jeremiah comes back as a prophet in the next life. Okay, so we're back here. Here it goes again. Acts 10, verse 41. Now was Cornelius chosen the elect of you got damn right. And that's how we know he was an Israelite. Acts 10, verse 41. Not to all people, but unto witnesses chosen before, chosen meaning the elect of the Most High, even to us, who he did eat and drink with him after he rose from the dead. Who did the Lord eat and drink with? He ate and drank with the apostles. This is a good one. And even the heads had certain missions to certain brothers. It says Acts 15, verse 25. It seemed good unto us, being assembled with one accord, to send chosen men, the elect, unto you with our beloved Barnabas and Paul. Ephesians 1, verse 4. According as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. Let me look up that word world. Okay, a cosmos, so it's talking about Israel. John 3:16, the word there is cosmos. That's only for the nation of Israel, the sons of Israel. Revelation 17. I have to read this one. There's so many good ones. When you look up these words, James 2, verse 5, hearken, my beloved brethren, have not the Most High chosen the poor? Now there's a particular group that calls us a bunch of bums. The word bum is synonymous with poor, of this world, rich in faith and heirs of the kingdom which he hath promised to them that love him. 1 Peter 2, verse 4, to whom coming as unto a living stone. We are the living stones because we're out there, we're doing the acts. You got a lot of these camps that then stop, they close up camp around November, late October, early November. And it could be a mild winter. They say, well, no, this winter's mild. Let's go out. No, we're going to take the whole winter off. Disallowed indeed of men. Now, I wouldn't want to be in that. I wouldn't want to test that theory. Oh, let's take the whole winter off. The Lord don't want to. And I'm getting over a cold. And I was speaking to, I spoke to Apostle Ron 2 times, and he's sounding all messed up. He said, yeah, I'm messed up. And he was asking me, you drank some liquor? Yeah, the liquor that I was drinking was this tequila that he had got me. High grade, top of the line tequila. And some lemon juice and some honey. It says, but chosen, let me read that again. 1 Peter 2, verse 4, to whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High and precious. 9th verse, but ye are a chosen, meaning elect generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, a special people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Let me go right here to, let me do this, Revelation. Now, can Shaka be one of the elect? Oh, hell yeah, because he's still teaching. Revelation 14, verse 1, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood upon the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the 4 beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth, which were chosen, picked out. Now this guy rapped the news. He wasn't one of the elect. But the Most High had some type of mercy on him because he took him. So he's good. He's not going to have to suffer getting the charagma. He's not going to have to eat any missiles unless the Most High bring his ass back. Well, that's between him. That's the Most High. That's on the Most High. It said, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the 4 beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000, which were redeemed, bought back from the earth. So that's why you have all these different, you have people come on the comment section, well, why can't you just all put the differences to the side and come together? Well, if that happened, that would be mass confusion. One guy be teaching that there's hell. You got somebody else saying that the Sabbath is Friday sundown, Saturday sundown. You got IUIC saying that the new moon is the full moon. You got IUIC saying that, oh, you can only have one wife. So if you have 4 wives and you was part of another Israelite group, you're going to have to get rid of 3 of those wives. And then they can't marry because they would be charged with adultery. So you can see the mass confusion that will go on. It said, these are they which were not defiled by a woman. And a woman is talking about these philosophies. For they are virgins, meaning they're clean. The Most High cleaned us, Isaiah, the 6th chapter. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. And we believe that we're those men, but we humbly call ourselves the hopeful elect. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.